connect with the internet.
Good evening.
Hi. Okay. So we can start. Here we go. All right, for homework, you have to read these two emails and check where you can find connectors, the conjunctions. Okay, so I would like to ask, Oscar, can you please help me read the first one, the letter to Audrey? Let's go.
Where are they? Or I read?
Dear Audrey, how are you doing? This one.
Hey, dear Audrey, how are you doing? I wonder if
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Now you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Dear Audrey, how are you doing? I wondered if you could help me with something. I was recently on a biking, biking trip in Europe with some Americans.
Yeah.
Uh, Here we don't have. When we ate at restaurants, I did what we do in France. I either is the one left a small tip, or I didn't leave a tip at all.
Yeah.
Here's the one. Either.
I'm sorry, I
Or
don't know if it's my internet or your internet. You're stopping, right? To circle?
yes, for the
Okay.
for the first that I find.
Okay. Very well. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Continue or I left another.
Yes, continue.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, you can read all of it. Please
Okay.
finish reading, and then at the end you can find the these phrases, these conjunctions, please.
Okay. Perfect. Not only did the Americans leave a big tip, sometimes 20% or more of the bill, but they also thought I was rude because I didn't. I can't believe Americans give the waiter that much money each time they eat out. Next month, I'm going to visit these friends in California for a baking trip there. We're American. You're American, but you've lived in France. What's the correct thing to do when we eat out?
Yeah.
Sincerely, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I know.
Good. Excellent. Okay, so here we have okay, now you can please help me with the conjunctions that you found, please.
Yes. Not only that's or
Mhm.
but believe
Not only,
into
but also. Okay, do we have another one?
visit the board. American Beyond France, what is correct? I think that is that all.
Okay, very good. Yes. Okay, do you see any phrasal verbs?
Um, how are you doing? Maybe.
Well, this is not a phrasal verb.
Okay.
It's an expression, but it's not like a phrasal verb.
Okay. Okay. Phrasal verb. So. Eat out.
Mm-hmm. Eat out, exactly, that's a phrasal verb. So that's comer afuera, right? You
Yeah.
have the idea. Yeah. So this is like a very easy phrasal verb to identify.
What is the baking trip?
Biking trip, biking, you know,
Biking.
bike and a
Ah,
trip.
okay.
Yeah, yes. You take your bike, you ride your bike, you go somewhere with your bike. Yeah. Yes, so look here, we have a very interesting we could think in we have like a cultural shock. In Europe, well, actually in many countries, but we have a different idea of tipping. Tipping is different. What is tipping? Tipping is la propina, right? Well, in Mexico, there is always something. I mean, even in Mexico City, everything you needed to give a tip to anyone. Al repartidor de la pizza, al repartidor de la pizza, you know, the any person, um, we give tips, right? We have the person who helps you pack your stuff, el empacador. We have the person who helps you to unpark your car, to park your car, el viene, también, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Yeah, so we tip everyone. This is something very different in in Europe, but we're going to go check first how it is in the United States. In the United States, they give not only a tip, but they give a very generous tip. That's why hotels and tour like people who have companies related to tours, they love Americans because they give very generous tips, like 20% or more, like you read on this article. The purpose for Americans to do this is that they can keep the prices in their country, they keep the prices lower. They say, okay, they have the thought that if I give a good tip at the restaurant won't need to raise up the prices. And if I go somewhere, I don't know, where there's some people who give me a service, I will keep always those prices low because I tip, right? Esa es la mentalidad como de los americanos. Si voy a mi país, vamos, en Estados Unidos, vamos a mantener los precios bajos dándoles propinas a las personas para que los gerentes no tengan que subir precios. For example, like I told you, the restaurants or some businesses. So it's something very common. You are expected to tip. And 20% is like, or 15%. Now if we go to Europe, like you said, we have the example of France, right? I either left a small tip or didn't leave a tip at all. Yeah, but in France is not, or in Europe, it's not necessary to give a tip. It's not like they will get offended, right? But you would only give the tip if you really love it. If you really love it, you can give the service. Sometimes it's even included. You know, it's something that is called something like the plates or the cutlery service. Que se le llama, creo, de loza o plato. Y eso viene en tu recibo y es como la propina. Y ahí ya, obviamente, no das propina. Sometimes the service is included. Sometimes it is not. You need to check the restaurant. But in Europe, it's less common to give a tip. You only pay what you are expected. You don't give more. No te preguntan, ¿quiere el 10 ¿cuánto quiere dejar de propina? ¿10, 15, 20? ¿No? Hay unos que empiezan desde 15%, ¿no? Le dices, no, no quiero darte 15. And they say, bueno, no tenemos otra opción, ¿no? Some restaurants are behave like this. How is in other countries like Asia, for example, in Japan? In Japan, you should avoid this at all cost because it's an insult to the waiter. Hacer esto en Japón, intentar dejar una propina es una grosería en Japón. Is Japanese also tend to be like very hardworking, and small or big businesses, they have a lot of discipline. So when you give a tip, right, you're basically saying to that waiter, like, he is not making enough money, and you need to help him. Something that maybe in Mexico we like this kind of, or some people like this kind of, let's say, like concern, right? We are like, ¿sabes qué? No gano mucho, entonces dame una propina, ¿no? Y esto en Japón, por ejemplo, sería un insulto. Le estás diciendo al mesero, o sea, no ganas bien, entonces te voy a dar dinero, ¿no? So they even give you back. If you try to do this, the most probable thing is they will give it back to you. Te regresen ese dinero que les das. So it's very important to see where you are. Obviously, in Mexico, you need to tip everyone, right? Have you ever had a negative experience with tipping?
Yes, when a guy in the parking of Walmart, I just have only one coin in that moment that it was of 50 cents. So I give it to him,
Mhm.
and he goes angry because it's only one coin, and he dropped that coin on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
You say, oh, that's the only coin that I
feo.
have in that moment.
Y con garrote, ¿no? He was a
Yeah,
beggar, but
yeah.
he wasn't grateful. A mí también a veces les doy así y como que se queda viendo así.
Yeah.
Come on. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Have you ever had any other situation?
When I was in Mexico in CDMX,
Yeah.
I went Casa Toño,
Uh-huh.
and when I give the bill, when I pay, when can I pay the bill, and
Uh-huh.
I give uh, 15 pesos much, o sea, le di 50 pesos más.
Ajá.
Eh, por- él me preguntó de que cuánto era la cuenta. En- y yo le dije el monto, pero 50 pesos, con la tarjeta de crédito. Y
Yeah.
cuando él me dijo que me dice, ¿y la propina? Y yo, no, pues ahí va incluida. No, me dice, es que en el aparatito aquí, en la terminal, lo tengo que poner aparte de la propina. No, yo le di, no, pero yo se lo puse aparte. Y quería el muchacho que le diera aparte más propina, pues, pero él
Mm.
no me especificó eso, pues.
So what did you do?
Le di otros 20 pesos, pero pues no era proporcional a lo que había consumido, pues, pero ya 70 pesos de propina se me hacía, más de 70 pesos de propina se me hacía, era más del 20%.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I never give more than 10%. And if I don't like it, if I have a bad experience, I don't give it at all. I don't I don't like to just, that some people take. It's not the United States, no, no es como en Estados Unidos que quizá ahí sí sea pues casi obligatorio. But here in Mexico, you still have, it's the law, right? I think they even have like, there is this uh there is this government's secretary that it's called Profeco, right? So you can, I don't know if it's with them for restaurants, but it's always optional, right? Your tipping is always optional. Yeah. So sometimes I tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a tip, y ya les doy la razón, ¿no? Mira, no te voy a dar la propina, es que, bueno, si lo piden, ¿no? A veces ya lo saben. uh, uh, Sometimes they make things wrong, and they know it, so, but they don't do anything to correct it. A veces unos restaurantes hacen algo para arreglarlo. For example, sometimes they made a mistake, and they gave us desserts. Nos dieron postre a cada uno, nos pidieron disculpas, hasta vino el chef a pedir disculpas. It was amazing. Sometimes some restaurants don't care. Algunos restaurantes no les importa, o el mesero atiende de mala forma, y ahí digo, no, ¿sabes qué? No dejo propina. But if they tell me, si me dicen así, pues no les doy la propina, ¿no? Ahora sí que, aunque se enojen.
I never left without give a tip.
Without a tip. That's a good
For
couple.
more bad service, they give me, and I always I gave a tip a tip a tip a big tip.
Okay, but why? Don't you think it's better just not to give a tip?
Yeah, I am very ¿cómo se dice avergonzado?
Sorry?
¿Cómo se dice avergonzado?
Embarrassed.
I feel very embarrassed when I left without the give up.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel that I see me very bad.
Yeah, you feel bad. Well, that's right. The restaurant owners should pay their employees properly. Sometimes even there is an agreement between everyone in the restaurant, because you know that what they do with the tips, well, they they kind of share it with everyone, right? In the kitchen. Se supone que la propina, muchos restaurantes la reparten entre todos, ¿no? But there are some times when there is even the manager or the owner that pushes them and forces them to ask for the tip, right? Pues aquí quizá ya sea algo incorrecto, ¿no? Ya puede venir incluso desde arriba, que los presionen o que incluso los amenacen si no exigen la propina, ¿no? So, yeah, the ups and downs on one hand is good. You help a person to make money and to have something so they can give to their families. On the other hand, well, there's always something right, there's something wrong with it, something ethical, right? Okay, very well. So this is something interesting. We're going to talk about a little bit of phrasal verbs related to money. Ahora vamos a leer el siguiente. Aquí tenemos ya la respuesta en parte de lo que comentábamos. Please, Daniela, can you help us read all this paragraph?
Desde el inicio.
Yes, please.
Dear Jean Claudie, go, I am not surprised you said, you read, confess,
Mhm.
drown people live away tears in the blonde France, and it is the unit state. Typical practices are different, and France the tip, a service fee, is included in the bill. When been in France, I be sometimes late a first coin, on I will leave and much an euro for meal in the unit state. However, while there might very small salaries and service in the include in the bill, whilst therefore on tips to serve it, so American always leave a tip, be prepared to add for 30, ay, se me olvidó cómo se decía 15 en inglés, to 20, 15 to 20% to everything ordered in the restaurant in the United States and the Harvard Fund Keeping. Sincerely, Andre.
Very well. Okay. Can you please repeat the word survive?
¿Cuál, perdón?
Survive.
Survive.
Yeah, survive. Okay, sobrevivir. Percent. Can you repeat percent?
Percent.
Okay, can you repeat meal?
Meal.
Can you repeat waiters?
Waiters.
Salaries.
Salaries.
Included.
Included.
Okay. Practices.
Practices.
Confused.
Confused.
Surprised.
Surprised.
Okay. Very well. ¿Hay alguna palabra que no entendamos de este texto? Something. We're going to check also if there are any phrasal verbs. Everything is okay. All right, and now let's see what conjunctions we can find. Although, people, ¿qué quiere decir although, Flor, en esta oración? ¿Qué quiere decir although?
En eso estaba pensando, teacher. Eso no me lo, esa palabra no sé. Sin embargo, no.
Aunque.
Aunque. Ujú.
Ok, aunque la gente les da propinas a los meseros en Francia y en Estados Unidos, las prácticas, las formas de dar la propina son distintas. Ok.
And
Sorry?
both France and the United States.
Yes, exactly. Both.
Ambos.
Ajá. Both France and in the United States. Yeah. ¿Tendremos algún otro?
Teacher, tip es propina, ¿verdad? Type.
Yes, tip, propina.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we have another one?
Teacher y waiters.
Waiter,
Waiters.
waiters, meseros, waiters. Yeah. Waiters, meseros. Okay, it's like I told you. Some restaurants include it. It says like that, like a cluttery service. En España, por ejemplo, creo que eso es plato, ¿no? Ya viene incluido algunas veces. Sometimes it's not. Debe de decir precisamente to bill, ¿ya? Check, right? Check sometimes. There are even restaurants. They can make something for you. A veces los restaurantes incluso, a veces hay buenos restaurantes que te pueden preparar algo que tú les pidas, que a lo mejor no está en el menú. Just try to ask how much it would be, right? And sometimes it's a good idea. Sometimes it's very expensive, but this is something you can do. All right. So it says, right? In the United States, waiters make very small salaries, so that's why it's not included in the bill. And the waiters depend on the tips to survive. Los meseros dependen de sus propinas. Entonces, en este caso, pues, sí hay que hacer lo posible, ¿no? Por darles una propina. Like I always think that is something that you must give if you like the service. There are some waiters that treat you really well. There are some others that are just tired, but I think that sometimes some waiters are not doing their job just correct. Okay. Very well, so we check this thing with tipping. So if you go to the United States, be prepared 15 or 20%. Si vas a Estados Unidos, 15 o 20% mínimo, ¿no? Hasta así lo ponen. ¿Cómo estuvo mi servicio, no? 15% regular, 15% regular. 20% good. 30% excellent. Things like this. Entonces te ponen como contra la espada y la pared, ¿no? Ah, mi servicio fue regular. Por eso nada más diste 15%. But if you go...
30% is so much.
Sorry?
30% is so much.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, this culture Americans have of tipping, sometimes I think that it raises the standards. Now many restaurants are used to that. Y eso es lo que hacen muchas veces los lugares donde se va a gentrificar, por ejemplo, de Ciudad de México, partes de aquí, muchas zonas de México que se están gentrificando. Entonces se acostumbran ya todos los restaurantes a que sea de esa forma, porque vienen los americanos y ya, pues llega quizá un mexicano y lo malo es que a él no le dan el mismo trato, porque no deja la misma propina. Yeah, it's very, the good thing is that, I mean, Europeans or some other people are more careful with this. A ver, ni tampoco es así, ¿no? Ni todos los americanos dan muchas propinas, ni todos los europeos no dan nada. But like when you're there, like it's difficult to know, no? You don't know who is American, you don't know who is European when you are at the restaurant. So you treat them, all of them, like that. Even it's very interesting, right? It's sometimes very racial. I have a friend that they always mistake them by Mexican. Él es canadiense, pero siempre le hablan en español. O sea, creen que es mexicano y lo tratan mal, ¿no? hay otro amigo que es rubio, que no sé, tiene el estereotipo americano y lo tratan distinto. So these are things that are incorrect, right? I think this is totally wrong. All right, guys. So we check here some cultural shocks. There are many things. And if you go to place like Japan, bueno, en Japón definitivamente, pues no lo dejen. Ellos no lo esperan y al contrario, pues les puede caer mal, ¿no? Or try to give it from the heart. One second. So now we're going to check some phrasal verbs related to money. One moment.
Teacher,
Yes?
en la oración que envié hace rato que le puso like,
Mhm.
esa lleva from, porque ya va from y no of.
Let me check it again.
Es que esa frase la robé de de un correo.
Mhm.
No la puse yo y me dio curiosidad.
The attached es adjunto. Hola, Víctor. La confirmación adjunta es is from. Mhm.
¿Por qué no le pusieron of de, sino from?
Ajá. Esto ya se realizó, ¿no? Eso es algo, una compra que ya se realizó.
Ajá, porque fue ayer.
Yo lo intercambiaría. Yo diría, the attached confirmation is of the shipment. Porque confirmación adjunta, ¿por qué
Ujú,
utilizo of? Porque es como un posesivo. Entonces, la confirmación que envías en tu correo, que está adjunta, ¿de qué es
ujú,
relacionado? Del cargamento, del envío.
ujú,
Y cuando hablo de días, aquí yo diría from yesterday, de ayer. Ya sé que se puede traducir como desde ayer, pero no.
ujú.
You can say from yesterday. This is from yesterday. Tú puedes decir, esto es de ayer. This is from yesterday.
Desde ayer,
No solo es
from,
this of yesterday. This is
de ayer.
from yesterday. Ujú.
Ujú.
Es
Por eso
decir,
le ponen from,
ajá.
porque la acción se
El
hizo ayer.
origen, digamos, de ese envío, el origen del envío, o sea, ese día fue ayer, ¿no? Entonces yo diría, intercambiaría of y from. The Dutch confirmation is of the shipment from yesterday. Sí, yo lo cambiaría así. Pero la verdad,
Ujú,
digo, incluso si envías esto, yo creo que se entiende bien. Don't worry.
ujú. Ok, thanks, teacher.
Yes. Perdón, me enviaste esa frase, me supuse que a lo mejor era algo del trabajo, pero le di like como, I don't know, I thought was a sentence you made. Pero ahorita prestándole más atención, quizás sí haría ese cambio. Pero tampoco te preocupes mucho, se entiende también, ¿ya? No se va a entender algo diferente. So sometimes I tell you
Thanks, teacher.
because they are correct or incorrect to say, but sometimes I tell you because they are natural, more natural or less natural, but doesn't mean it's wrong, right? Algunas veces, algunas correcciones no son de que sea incorrecto o incorrecto, a veces si les digo esto no lo hagan, pero algo más bien a veces es una corrección para que suene más natural, ¿ok? So in this case, I think we just be more natural if you interchange the prepositions. Okay, let's see. So, all right, let's check some money phrasal verbs. Now we have a conversation. I would like to have this conversation with, let's see. Okay, Oscar. Okay, Oscar, can you please be Tom and I'm going to be, okay, or maybe Dani, Flor can be Lily.
Okay.
Okay, so Flor is Lily, Oscar is Tom. Let's read the conversation.
That leather bags 120 that is pounds? Or what is that symbol?
That's pounds.
Pounds. Okay.
Pounds. Son
That leather
libras.
bag,
Y abajito están los euros. Ajá.
the leather bags 120 pounds. Shall I see if he'll sell it cheaper?
Mhm. Very well.
Yes. Why don't you try and beat him down to euros? 100
Pounds. Son libras
pounds?
esterlinas. Pounds.
Ah.
Ajá.
Pounds. Make someone reduce the price of something.
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 Ok. La bolsa de cuero cuesta 120. Y yo quiero rebajarla así. En esto en México le llamamos regatear, right? So in Mexico, sorry, in English, this similar Mexican expression, you can say beat down. Beat down es entonces regatear, bajar el precio. You could say, for example, can we en este caso dice, why don't you try and beat him down to 100? Está hablando del
Si es lo menos.
la persona, ¿no? Yeah. You could say, for example, pero puedes decir, can we beat it down to, así le puedes como, le podemos rebajar, can we beat it down? Can we beat it down to, y el precio que quieres. Can we beat it down to, y dices, ¿en qué precio quieres que quede? ¿Ok? O si quieres hacer la resta, por ejemplo, en este ejemplo sería, can we beat it down to 100? Or can we beat 20 pounds down? Aquí estoy diciendo la segunda frase, ¿le podemos bajar 20 libras? Entonces tú dirías, can we beat it down to, y dices la cantidad, or can we beat, haces la resta, y cuánto quieres que se vaya. Vamos a hacer otra prueba. All right, so, I don't know, Javier is selling his car, okay? Car. Javier está vendiendo su carro. Ok. Daniela, el carro de Javier, a ver, ¿cuánto cuesta? I don't know, anything. Vamos a escoger este solo al azar. Dinos un precio, Javier, para este auto. Tell us a price.
18, oh no, $18,000.
$18,000. Ok, como 360 y algo, ¿no? Ok, de pesos. Ok, so Daniela, tú quieres comprar el carro, pero es a second hand car, es de segunda mano y crees que puedes regatearlo. ¿Cómo le podrías pedir? Tú di cuánto quieres que te lo rebaje. Now we're going to beat down. Vamos a regatear.
¿Le doy el precio o le pregunto en inglés?
Try to ask in English. Pero primero dinos, ¿cuánto quieres bajarle?
¿Me puedes bajar?
Ujú. How much?
Can you lower the price to 20%?
Ujú. ¿Cuánto? Perdón, ¿puedes repetir?
20%. O sea, es que no sé si
13.
pregunté bien porque le dije que si me podía bajar 20,000 pesos.
¿Quieres que te baje $13,000? No, ¿quieres que te lo dejen $13,000,
Dólares,
¿verdad?
perdón. Sí, sí, sí.
Ok, muy bien. Entonces, como tú le das un precio, vas a utilizar esta frase. You're going to use this. Okay, so Javier says, I'm selling my car for 18,000 American dollars. You're like, oh, okay. It's an interesting car. It's new. It's well taken care of. But ahora vamos a decir la frase que te puse en el chat. Y vas a decir el precio que quieres que te lo deje. Está en el chat. Vamos a repetir la frase.
Can we build it?
Ujú. Can we beat it down? Puedes después repetir ella. Can we beat it down?
Can we build down?
Can we beat it down? Como la canción de Michael Jackson, Just Beat It, ¿no? Can we
Can
beat
you
it
build
down
it down? Can you build it down
to
to
el precio?
uh,
$13,000.
ah, $13,000?
$13,000, como decimos en inglés.
$32,000?
$13,000.
Sí, $13,000.
Okay, so how many dollars are you trying to beat down? Aproximadamente cuánto, bueno, ¿cuál es la resta de lo que le estás regateando?
Es que no vi
$5,000.
Five, right? Ok, ahora vamos a hacer la pregunta de otra forma.
Daniela, so very good traded.
What did you say, Javier?
Daniela is very good traded.
Is very good trader. Yes. Can we, entonces vas a preguntar, vas a decir lo siguiente. Can we beat? Que dijimos que son $5,000. Down. O puedes decir más fácil.
Will build. ¿Ese es el de él o el mío?
Ese es el tuyo. Can we beat down $5,000?
Can we build down $5,000?
Ujú. Okay. So, do you accept, Javier?
It's so hard decision, but Daniela is very, very good traded.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
the last I can offer you is bid at $3,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
¿Sí lo dije bien?
Yes, that's correct. Very good. So look, aquí tenemos entonces de nuevo la oración. Tenemos dos frases. Can we beat it down to? Y das el precio que quieres. Or, can we beat? Dices el precio, resta. O sea, para que no confundan ambas oraciones. Una oración, can we beat it down? Tienes que decir el precio que quieres. Or, can we beat precio down? Eso es lo que quieres que te descuente. ¿Ya? So there are two different phrases, but they mean the same. Solamente les digo el énfasis en esto para que no vayan a decir una frase y les entienda que quieren un descuento, por ejemplo, de $10,000 cuando quieres en realidad que esté en $10,000, you know? So, again, a ver, Daniela, ¿cómo entonces dirías, en pocas palabras, cómo dirías, ¿lo podemos rebajar? Ahí está en el chat.
We can we will in down.
Ujú. Yeah. Very good. Can we beat it down? All right. Now let's continue with the next conversation. I would like to have Javier and Daniela. Javier, you are Jill. Daniela, you are Sandy.
I am Jill.
Yes,
Okay.
Daniela is Sandy.
Did you manage to get that car you want for a lower price? A lower price?
Mhm.
Yes, they learn from cats. Then of the price because of after to play cash reduced to price by a certain sum.
Thank you. So knockoff is discount something, reduce the price. El dealer, el vendedor, redujo 10% el costo, right? So this is a more colloquial phrase. Pueden decir knockoff es hacer un descuento, right? Okay, very well. By the way, I don't know how you do it. For example, my dad, every time my dad wants to buy a car, and I think that I've seen other people do it too, is and that's something that I do too. I try to always beat it down the lowest, like something crazy. A veces intento rebajarlo lo más loco, bueno, lo más posible, ¿no? Yo doy un precio muy bajo, ¿no? Digo, no, está muy caro. ¿Te puedo dar esto? Y yo veo la respuesta, you know? At the beginning, there are many things to analyze, right? Son muchas cosas que pensar. If the person, you're offering a price and they lower the price too much y le rebajan mucho el precio, puede que haya algo malo, no sé, pero a mí me puede dar poco de desconfianza. Si es muy, muy, muy barato, ¿no? Yo digo como, ¿qué pasa aquí? Especially with cars, you never know, right? But something that other people do, I mean, I tell first the price, yo digo un precio, pero yo espero que la persona me diga un precio, o sea, yo te digo a lo mejor que me rebajes tanto, pero no espero que me lo vayas a rebajar. It's like, I know you won't do it because it's a bit crazy, but I'll try with something else. Me vas a dar un precio o yo insisto con otro precio y así, pero no empiezo con un precio que quiero, si quiero una rebaja, no te voy a dar un precio alto, ¿no? Quiero que sea una rebaja de verdad. But you know, some people, what they do, they're like, you know, they turn on the car, encienden el auto. They put this cardboard under the car. Ponen un cartón literal debajo del auto para ver si empieza a gotear. Y todo eso lo hacen mientras están hablando con el dueño del auto. los famosos coyotes, ¿no? And they start like touching, ven el carro, toda la carrocería, si hay un rayón, ahí le ponen el dedo, le empiezan a tocarles. Here's. Así con cada rayón empiezan a tocar cada rayón. And like my dad says, you never show yourself too excited. Nunca te muestres muy emocionado. Eso me dice mi padre. Aunque sea una buena opción, no te emociones mucho. So, I don't know. Do you ever beat down prices? ¿Les gusta regatear? Hay cosas que no, que no, bueno, quizá no se pueden regatear, no siempre se puede regatear. Do you like to do it? Do you ever do it? A ver, no es quizá que nos guste, pero do you do it?
I don't like reggae.
Mhm. You're not like, you know, because this is something we do a lot in Mexico City. Creo que esto es algo muy de Ciudad de México, de donde yo soy.
De hecho, sí.
It's-
No, es muy mexicano en general, siento yo.
Yeah.
A mi papá le encanta regatear y tira abajo, o sea, mi papá es de esos regateadores agresivos, de que
Ajá.
te tiran a la mitad de precio.
Yeah, exactly. But are you ever embarrassed? A veces te da vergüenza como, ay, ya, papá, ya no.
Sí, o sea, llega un punto que sí te da vergüenza, pues, porque quiere llegar a regatear a lugares que de plano no se regatean tan bien pues, a veces. No ha llegado el punto de tiendas departamentales,
Ajá.
pero sí en alguna tienda sí, con que sea un poquito artesanal, pues de ellos no depende, pues, pero mi papá quiere
Ajá.
regatear.
Yeah.
Mi papá empieza agresivo, pues, como de que baja mucho para que le quede en un buen precio.
Yeah.
Y lo peor del caso es que lo consigue, la mayoría del tiempo.
Mhm. Yeah, because people are like, okay, you can give it to me. Como, bueno, no he vendido nada, pues ya llévatelo, ¿no? Yeah.
Yo sí regateo, teacher.
Yes?
Las
What do you
plantas.
the plants?
Yes.
Oh, look,
Luego compro.
this one has a dry leaf. Esta tiene ya su hojita marchita, este ya se le está cayendo la ramita. Me lo deja mal. Yes?
No, es que luego compro como 10, teacher, 10
Wow.
plantitas. Entonces, pues ya no me alcanza y quiere llevarme más.
You're a flower mom. Eres
Yes,
mamá de plantas.
yes, teacher.
You have
Entonces
a
soy
big
como,
garden. ¿Tienes
ah,
patio grande o jardín?
ah, patio chiquito, pero ya no cabe, pero pues, siempre voy y regateo porque me traigo un montón de plantas.
Wow, well, that's good, right? Interesting. So now we know Flor is passionate about plants.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, very good. Yeah, me too, but they die. We sometimes make fun that we will grow tomatoes, or we will grow mango, or we will grow banana, but I think that we won't be good parents for the plants. And Oscar, do you like to beat down the prices?
Actually, I tried, but not always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But absolutely, when I try to buy a car, obviously I try, or a cell phone or a computer, something like that, because it's just
Yeah.
when it is new, there is a trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, and when you're a seller, I think the worst thing is sometimes when you are the seller, maybe you don't like that, right? Like if we interchange roles, you don't like to be beaten down with your prices. And the worst thing is sometimes they do that and they don't buy anything, right? I think that I can understand. O sea, si invirtiéramos los papeles, ya no nos gustaría que nos regatearan, ¿no? Or maybe we would expect that they would buy it. O quizás después de hacer una buena rebaja, quizás si queremos que nos compren. Y puede ser que no nos compren, ¿no? So maybe this can be sad. All right.
Teacher,
Yes.
teacher, también a veces le hago la venta de ropa Y
Ah.
luego las señoras me dicen, ay, pues es que te voy a comprar tanto y hazme una rebaja. Y dije, pues claro, sí les doy rebaja, teacher.
Yes.
Sí, sí. Y no se va al cliente y regresa.
Well, that is good. That is good. Well, maybe you will
Yes.
lose. So, I mean, maybe you won't get a lot of money. Quizá no ganes mucho dinero esa primera vez, pero si regresa tu cliente, ya, bueno,
You can
cada quien sabe cómo maneja sus clientes, ¿no? But it can work. Like for publicity, right? Y luego trae a la comadre y dice, come here, friend. We're going to buy lots of clothes from Flor, who has cheap prices. Yeah. It's good, right? The publicity, some publicity. All right.
Yes, teacher.
Guys, please analyze the next phrasal verbs. We won't have time to check them, but they are very interesting. Todos esos son relacionados a compras y así. Son phrasal verbs los que les acabo de enviar. Please check them. And we can, well, we will analyze more phrasal verbs next class. So have a good weekend. Take care and see you on Monday.
I'm gonna have
Time to go.
Okay.